Yo, what up, everybody's deal? Stewart, as always, still in my bedroom, still the same day, still the same shirt. Don't care. Just like the title suggests, and the past 4 videos have been, this is another character introduction video for some of the characters in my story. This one is from TALEAN, which is a desert province or kingdom in Metagore. It's very hot and humid. It's got a lot of sand dunes, some clay canyons. The actual capital is more of a little oasis. It's got some palm trees and some grass. Not a lot, but it's there. So yeah, just getting started. The first character is Azrael, which is my illustrator. Leo had created for me. Amazing artist, I love him. But Azrael appears to be about 27. He is a djinn. Whoops. He's a djinn. He appears to be 27. Like all my other races, their age, how they appear isn't actually what they are. So if I actually say something that just kind of doesn't clash, because there is some stats on here, something that happened like 34 years ago, and if he only appears 27, that would be before he's born, and it wouldn't be plausible. It's because djinns can live up to 5,000 years. So him being 27, he's, I can't remember exactly what that is. He's over 1,000 years old, but not that much. Over, I don't think he hasn't reached 2,000. I don't know that much. 1,000 something years. Anyways, but that's why. Anyway, he's appears to be 27 years old. He's 8'10". He's kind of short for a djinn. Most djinns are more 9-10 feet. I think more like around 10 feet is the average height. He's about 8'10", so he's a little under 9. Anyways, he has a half sister, Adina, which I'll kind of talk about her here in a minute. He is the Grand Duke and Lord over TALEAN. He's very two-faced. He likes playing both sides of things. And you are let on about that very early on. Him and his sister are very complete opposites. But yeah, it's mentioned how him and his father both are kind of two-faced. His father had went missing 34 years prior to the story, which is what I was talking about. You know, father goes missing 34 years and he's only 27. No, he's not 27. He appears to be 27. That's how he looks with his aging. But his father had went missing about 34 years before the story. He didn't take over right afterwards. There was a group of other Grand Dukes before him, and then he finally decided to step up and become Grand Duke after a few of them had went missing or died from different events. All of that can be explained a little bit in the history video, which I don't know why I'm pointing down there, that I'll be doing later this week for TALEAN. So be sure to check that out. That'll be in my blog. Yeah, anyway, he's two-faced. It's mentioned how him and his father both were, how they would help foreign lands. He would, how was it? There's a lot of wars that's kind of fought in some foreign lands to the east, between like Panora and Direfell and Waukee. Mostly Direfell and Panora. Waukee is just kind of there. And the Black Islands are kind of just there. For the most part. It's usually between Panora and Direfell. But anyways, Direfell, he would pay Direfell to attack. Scratch all of that. He would pay Panora to attack Direfell. Then Direfell would come and pay Azrael or Valak, which is his father. And they would pay them to go and help defend their lands. So then he would go up there, and then he would tell Panora, you know, just kind of back off a little bit, you know. So they would, you know. He comes back, and then later he pays Panora a little bit more, and they go attack Direfell. So Direfell will in turn pay them more to come and protect them. So it's just like kind of playing both sides. Like, hey, you go attack them, so they'll pay me. Type of ordeal. And that's kind of talked about a little bit early on in the story. So Azrael's very two-faced, and his father was. His father was Valak. He was a Jinn. He is Azrael and Anina's father. Azrael and Adina are half siblings, so that's the parent that's similar. They have the same father. And he's been missing for 34 years prior to the story, and since he went missing, and then all of the other lords or Grand Dukes that followed behind him before Azrael didn't serve that long terms before they went missing or they died or whatever. They started this rumor of this curse, that what they call it. It's the curse of 100 rulers, which they believe if it's going to be a death or might as well be dead, go missing, of 100 rulers before the curse is gone, and that each ruler would only be able to live or serve for like 5 years at the most, because all of the rulers after Valak had been 5 years or less. Some of them was less than a year, but the most was right at 5 years. So they see it as 100 rulers, whether they believe it's actually 100 or they just put that number on it because that's a large number. It's kind of defined later where that rumor actually stemmed from, but that's just kind of what they do. That's what they believe. So we talked about Azrael, we talked about Valak. Now Adina, which is Azrael's half sister, as well as his Duchess. He put her as his Duchess. He doesn't tell her why. She doesn't know, and most people don't know, and they question it because him and Adina never see eye to eye. He's very two-faced, and she's not. She wants to tell the people that he's blackmailing or working both sides with or whatever what he's doing, but she's afraid if she does, he would have her killed because he's had others killed for less. So she's kind of torn there. And she even asked him, why do you have me as your Duchess? Because, he elected her as his Duchess whenever he became Grand Duke, which was about 4 years prior to the story. And he doesn't see eye to eye with her. He doesn't agree with her politics. She's more of a talker and he's more of a killer. In a sense, he'd rather fight wars and stuff to get his way, while she would rather just sit down. And he's never told her why he wanted her. And it's kind of a mystery to her and to everybody else. And Adina, she is a Lamia. So that's a little different, right? He's a Jinn. His dad's a Jinn. She's a Lamia. Something I had thought of early on was interracial relationships with all these different races and how that would play out. I did not want hybrids because I've created 23 races, and that would be a lot of hybrids. And then even if you got half and halves, then eventually you'd have like a quarter of this and a quarter of that. You'd just have so much. So how Adina and Azrael can be half sisters and her be a Lamia and him a Jinn is that the race that you are is always the same as your mother. So Azrael is a Jinn. His mother is a Jinn. His father happens to be a Jinn too. Doesn't really matter. His mother is a Jinn, so that's why he is. Adina is a Lamia. Her father might have been Jinn, but her mother was a Lamia. So that's how the races are kind of determined by, offspring. The next character is Solaris. Solaris is also a Jinn. He appears about 24 years old. He's 9 feet tall, and he is conflicted with Azrael's rulings. He wants to do what is right, but he also wants to be loyal and serve Azrael. He is given a task. Azrael is very kind of secretive about it when he gives it to him, and he gives him a task to do something, and Solaris kind of goes through with it a little bit, and then he's just like, I don't know, and he struggles a lot with it, and whether or not he actually goes through with it or if he backs out, you have to buy the book and read. But he does struggle. And then the only other character I'm going to really mention, there is a knight, Jadis. He's a Minotaur. He's mentioned here and there, but you don't really follow him. You don't really know much about him. You just know he's there, and that he's like one of the commanding officers of the Golden Men, which the Golden Men is what they refer to as their army because they wear golden armor. They're very Greek-inspired armor. They look like Spartans with the golden helmet, the golden chest plate, maybe a golden gauntlet or something. I can't remember what it's called. The little skirt, the armored skirt thing, like the ancient Greek warriors wore. It's in the book. I don't remember what it's called, but they wear those. It's maroon color too. It's kind of ironic how similar it is to Sparta, gold and maroon. But that's just two of the colors of Talene, as well as cobalt. And my camera's about to die, so I'm going to speed this up. But I ain't really going to talk about Jadis that much, besides what I just mentioned in the Golden Men. Afria is the last character that I'm going to mention. She is a goddess. She is the goddess of peace. It's kind of ironic once you actually get to know her. And she's in there a couple times. She's very mischievous in a way. She's very belittling. She talks down to others in a sense. She sees herself, y'all call me a goddess. Y'all are just mortals. Y'all are beneath me. And that's her approach with everything. And yeah, she was a fun character, right? For go buy the book and you'll find out. But yeah, since my camera's about dead, I'm just going to end it there. All my links are down below. Leo's Twitter and YouTube's down below. The pre-sale for my book is linked below. The pre-order links down below from Barnes & Noble. My book will be out on May 21st. Get your copy today, then whatever. Sign up to my newsletter. I haven't mentioned that in the past couple of videos. Sign up to my newsletter. You get a free couple chapters. I think it's 2 chapters. You get the first 2 chapters free, sent to your email. You can read it. If you pre-order and you enter my pre-order giveaway, you also get another 2 chapters. So you get the first 4 chapters, which is up until the start of the war, or until the war's declared. Okay, I guess it's declared in chapter 4. So you get all of that pre-build-up of the book. So yeah, go check that out. Pre-order, buy it, do whatever. You do you, I do me. Camera's about dead. Peace out. ELE. Everybody love everybody.